What's up, everybody? How we doing today? It's your boy. Just want you guys to, if you can you please hit that like button, hit that share button. If you're on Facebook, come and hit it up. Come talk to me. Let's chat about VTXs right here in this big title right here. So, when we're talking VTXs today, let's all get in here and talk about the VTXs you've chosen, VTXs you've used, things you like, things you don't like, some things you wish people would change, some things you wish that they don't change. We're going to talk about today. So before we get into this is on My Flight's Better Than Yours, and this is on my personal Facebook page. So if you guys are, subscribe and keep on kicking with us. All right, Otis, thank you for hanging out, man. Let's see, I'm going to have to switch it up. I'm kind of getting slow here with this, seeing the comments and everybody. If you do want to talk, I'm going to post a deal in chat. I got to reload this to make sure this is going correctly. I can post it in chat for you guys to come on live and hang out with me and just kick it. If you do come on live, it's going to be my first time with one of my first guests coming on here on My Flight's Better Than Yours. So I don't know how to do it quite correctly yet, but hey, I'll get it done. So we're going to talk about the good joy, all of these upon these upon yes, this, everything about VTXs. Now, I collect all my VTXs that I destroy because I know one of these days when I get some time and get one of those magnifying glasses, I'll be able to fix what's wrong with this or fix what's wrong with this by replacing a couple little components inside here to fix it. But I got to learn and I want to have like practice parts. But let's talk about these VTXs. So I've been flying for, God, almost 5 years. It's going to be 5 years after this year. When I hit Phoenix, it'll be probably 5 years I've been flying. And I've tried so many VTXs, guys. So many tons of VTXs. It is freaking crazy. And I've burned, overamped, overdone, so many things. And I want to show you guys, well, there's a good amount of VTXs that are out there. There are a good amount of VTXs that are out there that are bad. And we're going to get to talking about them. So and I'm not trying to bash all of these. I'm just trying to let you guys know in racing what I've used, what happened in racing with some of these VTXs I've used, and why I chose not to use them. And also like using the VTXs I've used and seen, like flying with friends, flying with a couple homies of mine and pissing them off because I'm bleeding over with some of these bad VTXs. But let me get one of these VTXs out real quick. All right. So this VTX I bought, the 600 milliwatt VTX. I plugged it in, had everything done on it, and I think I burned it out because it was plugged in too long while I was trying to test stuff. And I was really pissed off because it was like a $20 VTX at the time, pretty decent. But the only bad problem was I believe it had the wrong deal in here. So I had to use the different one that had the dealy end on this side, or whatever it's called. I call it the penis on this side. Well, this was the female end, and the antenna was the male end. But it was the Kalen. Kind of savage, man. I didn't work really well. I was quite sad with it. The next one, and I'll tell you, plugged it in, is underneath there. The sucker got freaking hot with all this on it, all this metal aluminum that is on it. Had a really cool readout system right here on the screen, if you can see it. Let me see if I can not try to focus my face on it. It was really, really cool. The readout was sweet. The only bad part was my first one, it just didn't work. I might have burnt it out. So I was like, you know what? Bad. Don't go with Kalen. I'm not going to go with it. Got too hot. Didn't like it. And it was quite big. I mean, it's pretty big. So I was like, all right, next one I'm going to try. So I went to my local hobby shop. And I go, all right, well, I'm going to go with the Spectrum, one of their Spectrum ones they had. And I got into it. The Spectrum one flew pretty good for a while, and the stuff kind of took off of it. And what I mean by stuff kind of took off, the paper was pulled off, and then lo and behold, it wasn't a Spectrum VTX. It was their Spectrum VTX, but I guess Foxier made all the Spectrum VTXs that were like this. And little hint for you guys that are, if you are new to trying to save your VTXs, if you've ever broke one of these things off your VTX, right? This metal thing right here, right? Breaks right off, and you're like, crap, I got to buy a new VTX. You can figuratively ghetto rig it to where Eric Konassi has this on his one of his YouTube videos on how to actually do it. But it saved my VTX, and this thing still runs. I just don't fly it anymore because it has one antenna that I can't switch. But that's what I did to it. Sorry for all the hair, guys. All my stuff, my shop was at a pet grooming shop, so hair flies everywhere, and that's why you see hair on a lot of my old gear. And so when we're talking, the thing I don't like about these VTXs, this specific VTX, sorry to say, okay, this VTX bleeds over to friends. So when I'm flying with friends on this, I'm dropping friends out of the sky. And I'm feeling kind of bad because when I'm dropping friends out of the sky, that means I'm ruining their quads. I'm putting a 5, 3, $2, $100 quad in the dirt because I decided to choose this VTX. This VTX works great if you're by yourself, but would not choose this VTX. And I bought like 4 of them, and the worst thing about this VTX was any kind of damage, or if it got too hot, would burn up, and this thing right here would break. And I mean break to where all this stuff, the blue, whatever the matte coating is on here, would rip off, and it would break all the connections, so it wouldn't work. Then it just get hot or burn you. So this wasn't a great VTX, and I was quite surprised. But hey, this VTX is like $8-12 now. Now, I was pretty surprised with some of those VTXs, and then I was starting to get into racing pretty well because I was like, I like freestyling, it's all good, but hitting gates is what I like doing. It gives me an adrenaline rush. I gotta chase someone, I gotta race, whoo! But I got into racing, and then I'm like, well, I gotta buy 8, 9 VTXs. So my first option of choosing 8 or 9 VTXs were, hey, I'm gonna choose an $8 to $10 VTX and run with it. Well, choosing an $8 to $10 VTX while racing and running with it, that means I'm hitting every fence post, every gate post, because everybody else is swamping me no matter what they're driving, or I'm swamping them. And it kind of was frustrating. It made me get discouraged on racing because people are getting mad because my race rigs are swamping them out of the sky. This VTX was not bad. The design is great. Dragonfly. I bought this VTX at the time. It was like 3 years ago. I bought this one and it was selling for $5 a pop. Half of them, I bought 25 of them. Half of them worked. The other half worked great and okay. Maybe out of the 25 I had, 5 of them worked wonderful. And then the rest were just poop. It was garbage. But the idea here was great. First off, what I mean by idea. Mounting, great. You can mount it on a stack if you wanted. This is 2-3 years ago. This is what they were doing. Mount it on stack. Oh, another thing. Button pushers for channel surfing. No more using this poker to jab and mess electronics up while you're trying to turn it on or change pins. Great. Another thing. You broke this. You have soldering that you can solder on, which was fantastic. Also, this VTX was a 25, 200, and 600. For $5, why not throw a stick at it? You know what I'm saying? I'm spending $50, $60 on Trump, or not a Trump, a Triumph for 2 of them, or one of them at the time, $40 I think it was, or 30 something back in the day. And I'm doing the same thing, but I've got 25 of them that I can wreck and destroy. The only bad part, eight, 5 to 8 of them worked pretty well, but the rest of them were bad. Another thing was this little deal right here. Okay, if you can see it, that thing just didn't work well. Uh, Antennas would pop off all the time, would burn this up very quickly. Uh, you would have to super glue it. And then by that time, if you rip that antenna or anything goes wrong with that antenna, the whole VTX is done. So that was kind of a. and and another thing, I think this was only rated for 4S, but still a great design. They did a good job. I mean, it was an okay VTX at the time. Just was really bad to see. So I wouldn't recommend it for racing. By yourself, sure. With friends, no. Wouldn't recommend this to friends. Now, let's go to that top dollar VTX. Okay, top dollar VTX, guys. We got one of these boys. Make sure you guys kind of see it. Great VTX at the time. The only bad part about the Immersion RC was these things were so delicate. Like if you mounted it wrong, or you had anything on it, or you tried to do like if you got one wreck, dude. Okay, $35, $40 fucking, or excuse my language, people, but $40 VTX, 2-3 wrecks and it's done. I was so mad. Burn out, like stupid things would burn it out. And no, I wasn't having it on wrong power. I wasn't doing anything. I had it out on cap. I had everything correct on it. It was just really delicate. The only thing that I have messed with that has stayed the true of time has been a couple VTXs. I'm still trying more and more VTXs because I still go through them all the time. But the tried and true is TBS. I've tried TBS VTXs and those have worked pretty well. I haven't had as bad of issues with them, and they work with you if something goes wrong, and they have the warranty. So that's what's pretty cool with TBS. I was really happy with those guys. Another VTX that great idea for a design, guys. HDL RC. I mean, good idea. But I noticed when you're trying to run it on high amps and you're running 6S on it, and this doesn't run 6S, this was 4S. It just ran too hot. I never had a clean video on like the 5 of these I actually purchased. Okay. The VTX all one. It just didn't work. I mean, it worked for a little bit, but as soon as you got far out of range, it was crap. And I switched it through many different styles of like going to the 25 to 200 to the 600, and still just getting a crappy signal. And that was on all of them. So I don't know if like the batch I bought were all bad, but it was when they were having the like was it buy 4 for like $50 sale, and I was like, oh, I'm doing that. And I tried it, loved the concept, but it seemed like to me that they didn't take their time and really put enough effort into it or something, because all in one it just didn't work. Great, love these. I think they're MCXX. This is what it needs to go to. Durable. If it pops off, it pops off. It's easy. You don't pull. You don't break those. So you don't break those. These I don't know what these are called, guys. If you know, please post it down on the comment. These things right up here where you place your antenna. Okay. I'd break it. I'd bend it on accident because I'm being too forceful with it or something like that. It just didn't work. Now, when I was using these, okay, popping those in and out, it worked great. They no issues at all. Pop it out, pop it in, and even if it was, rough, still worked pretty good. Like, see, here's this. So here, like, this is what I was telling you guys. So this is what's pretty cool, a little bit crazy. Like I was talking about this VTX. This is a Spectrum VTX, okay? Same style VTX as this, okay? We all know when they were telling me, I guess they just rebrand the VTX from Spectrum. So this is just a Foxier brand. That's pretty cool that they work together on products like that. That's pretty freak. That I haven't. Oh, the other VTX is in my quad right now. but I'll let you guys know. The other VTX that I'm using is the Spectrum, is this one right now on all my race rigs, and this one is working pretty great for with the MCCX capabilities. The range I need, it goes to, what was it, 25, 200, and 600. So that's kind of perfect of what style and range I need for the quads, and and it's been lasting me pretty good. The only problem I've had literally with these Spectrums is tried it on 600 when I was doing long range with an 8-inch quad, and with that 8-inch quad I got pretty far, still had really great range, and then all of a sudden it got too hot. And this is what's really weird: it got too hot, and we were on a mountain, so it's pretty chilly out. I mean, it's really I lost in a probably $1,000 quad on a mountain somewhere because of this thing, and my GPS didn't work. So not good for long range. Great for track. Very easy, very simple to push your buttons through and to be on the correct channel. And it doesn't this one doesn't bleed over on half the ones I've used on some of my race rigs. So that's the only reason why I'm using it. I know some of y'all hate Spectrum, some of y'all love Spectrum. I'm just trying to get product that I know is good and works for me. And if I know it works for me, I know it's going to work for you guys. That's why I, do these reviews, talk about these products, because I don't want you guys to do the same thing that I've done and put tons of money on stuff that just doesn't work. And you fall through the cracks and you fall through the holes because you're spending so much money, and then you just want to quit your FPV fun. And that's not what I want you guys to do. I want you to keep flying, showing up these videos, and doing crazy, amazing stuff. And if I can help you guys out, that's what I'm there for. If you guys ever want to talk or chat with me on my flight's better than yours, hit me up. I can post a chat. I don't see anybody posting anything right now, but if y'all want to talk, hit me up on this next one. I appreciate y'all seeing it and watching this tonight. See you guys later.